Um, Wireless. Charlie and Davis over here to the side. Charlie is with me again. Let me have him in here. Today is 29th. Presentation. Address some questions and stuff. Hopefully the quality is okay. Charlie,
December the 29th. Looks like we lost the lieutenant. But anyway, I'm here. Lieutenant's just out in the hallway, so he'll come over here in a second. Appreciate everyone being here on this third Crimecast. The last Crimecast of 2020. Be able to provide you some updated information from this last week. I know the lieutenant will be coming in. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and had time with family and friends. Obviously, a different time right now with COVID-19. And also feeling like winter today. A little bit of rain this morning coming into work and a little bit of slick spots. So again, it seems like it's going to be doing this most of the day. Make sure on your commute home, everybody is staying safe. Good morning, Karen. Appreciate you joining in. Karen's, I think, joined in on each broadcast from what I can understand or what I remember. So appreciate you being here. Audio is a little bit better. Yeah, we're having some streaming issues this morning. That's okay. We're trying a different location, trying different things to help bring you updated information, crime information weekly. So as we continue to work and progress, we'll continue to upgrade and make things even better. So appreciate everyone being here and joining us. Appreciate the lieutenant.
Yeah, just so happy we do have we're operating with a borrowed or a loaned hotspot to try to test out and see how connection has been or is. It's been good up until today. All of a sudden, problems happened just before we went live. So we are getting new hotspots, though. It should fix that problem.
That's right. That's right.
Fingers crossed.
So I'll hand it over to the lieutenant to give you a little bit of updated information. Again, you will be able to provide questions and comments to us, and we can get answers for you. So I will hand it over to the lieutenant to provide some info.
Well, if you want, just stay there, and then I think you can even use the keyboard.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. All right. All right. I think everybody wants to see my face anyway, right?
Yes.
Instead of yours?
Definitely.
Okay.
You know, one thing I haven't talked about is that I was a supervisor. I was a sergeant when Charlie was a brand new officer.
That's right.
He was a little bitty baby.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And he didn't learn a thing. That's all I got to say.
That's right. All right. Appreciate it. All right. Good morning, everybody. Pamela and Karen and Tammy and Ben. Appreciate you joining in. Appreciate that. Looking good, Renee. Looking good, guys, is what her comment. So appreciate that, Renee. Appreciate everyone being in. So, he's pulling up the PowerPoint right now.
Yeah.
He's pulling up the PowerPoint right now.
I'll try to keep my distance here a little bit and do what we can for distance.
Okay. Again, with the cold weather like this, cars warming left running unattended. We tend to see those crimes in an uptick during the winter weather. Make sure you don't leave your cars running unattended. Make sure you take a little extra time.
Well, I can tell you this. I was off most of last week for Christmas. When I came in yesterday morning, on Monday morning, I was going through the cases. I saw just over the weekend, we had 8 cars that were stolen that had the keys left in them and 4 that were left running. And add at least one more to that from this morning. As I was headed into work, dispatch broadcast another car that was stolen that was left running. So one thing to talk about, one of those cases you probably saw on the news was Christmas morning, early Christmas afternoon. A gentleman, our victim, runs into parked at a convenience store on South Oliver. Thought he'd just run into the convenience store real quick, left his car running with his 1-year-old son in the car. And our suspects felt they needed that car worse than our victim. And since it was running, off they went in his car with his 1-year-old son in the car. Never a good thing. Leave your car running for even a few seconds. Turn your cars off. Take the keys with you. Luckily, we did recover that car real quickly. Soon after it was reported stolen, we were able to locate it and the suspect's car as well. There was 2 suspects in a separate car that stole our victim's car, and we were able to locate both suspects and both cars and get the 1-year-old back with no harm.
Right.
So,
He wasn't harmed. And actually, technology, I know our flock safety system helped lead to the identification and location of the suspect, leading to that arrest. Again, we appreciate our community helping us in crimes like that. Also, technology as we continue to work to help keep Wichita safe.
I see a question from David Springs. He says, is it legal to leave a locked car running, like with a remote starter or a door keypad? Remote start, it used to be illegal in the city of Wichita to leave your car running unattended. Several years ago, around 10 years ago, the city repealed that ordinance where it was not against the law. Basically, the argument was it's private property, it's my car, I'm allowed to do what I want with it, especially if it's on my property. So it became legal for people to leave their cars running on private property. There is still a state statute that against leaving cars running unattended on public property. So if you're leaving it running on the street, that's going to be against the law. That's still in violation of a state statute, but not city ordinance. So apartment complexes, driveways, grocery store parking lots, convenience store parking lots are all private property, and that's not against the law, unfortunately. So
right. Now there is some cars that you can start remotely, I think, David, where they run, but you have to have the key in order to put the car into gear. But the thefts that we're seeing are cars that are the keys are left in them. They're starting the car. They're not utilizing that type of safety feature. That's what we're seeing, and that's what we're trying to warn against.
Well, and so remote start, if your car is allowed to remote start without the keys, and then it cannot be taken out of park, yeah, that's the best option to go with.
Right.
If the car cannot be taken out of park until the key is inserted or the key fob is within range of the car, that's the best way to do it. So we do see that a lot. A lot of people, we'll see cars running. Sometimes we're out handing out flyers trying to find people that are doing that. And we do find a lot of cars that are locked. Mm-hmm. They do have a remote start and they're letting the car run,
right?
Which is perfectly fine as long as that car cannot be taken out of drive, out of park.
Sorry. If you have to leave your keys in it, like I've said before, take 5 minutes, take that extra 5 minutes, be with your car. It'll save you from weeks, hours, months of headache. Hey, Mary asked a little bit about the child that was in the car. Would that be kidnapping?
Yes.
So that's, and again, those are all, as investigative agency, we investigate the crime and develop probable cause to lead to an arrest. Crimes are then submitted to our district attorney, who decides on formal charges on any felony type level crime. So just a little bit of tidbit there for you.
And for those that are tuning in late, we're having some technical difficulties on the other end, on my end, so I had to come in the office here and join Charlie.
Yes. So we got our mask, being safe. All right, go ahead, LT.
Absolutely, yeah. So just looking, and so I can't give you the PowerPoint either right now, but I'll go ahead and talk about our larceny to autos. The last 28 days last week compared to the week before was down 30%. A good drop. That's week to week. And the 28-day period prior to the 28-day period prior to that, down 4%. So we actually saw a little bit of a decrease to our larceny from autos, even during the Christmas season, with people leaving packages in their car and everything like that. Year to date on larceny to autos, we are up 2%. We do have a hot spot that popped up, and I wish I could show you this. Just south of Kellogg along Grove Street, north of Lincoln. Hotspot to the north and east of Lincoln and Grove, basically, for larcenies to autos, continuing really on down south into the Harry, north of Harry area. And then also another hotspot, kind of continuing from last week as well, West and Maple to the north and west neighborhood there of West and Maple. So if you're in those areas, do what you can. Lock your cars, take your valuables out, do what you need to do there just to help prevent people from breaking into your cars. And remember, we talked about last week as well, valuables to someone else might not be valuable to you. You leave that pack of cigarettes sitting on the console and you think, what's a pack of cigarettes? Nobody's going to want that. Somebody may want it. We've seen cars get broken into for a pack of cigarettes or even less. So just keep that in mind. Keep your cars cleaned out. Anything that's of value, just take it with you. Auto thefts, we finally got nudged just ahead year to date compared to last year by 1%. 28 days to the 28-day prior, we're up 17%. So we've had a good bump in auto thefts. And a lot of this, I believe, is those cars that are left running, cars that are left with the keys in them. So we had one car stolen over the weekend as well at another convenience store. It wasn't running, but the person got out, turned the car off, and then threw the keys on the seat, and then went inside the convenience store, come out, and his car was gone. So keeping your keys on your seat is not a good hiding place for your keys. It does not work well. So, and I like to think of it, you wouldn't put your wallet on the sidewalk outside a Quick Trip and go inside and when you come out, expect it to still be there. You wouldn't leave your gun on the sidewalk outside a Quick Trip, go inside, come out and expect it to still be there when you come out. So do the same with your cars. Don't leave them running. Don't leave the keys in them. So convenience stores, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of traffic. There's people coming and going. They're looking for the opportunity to steal. So
you wouldn't leave your Subway sandwich either.
And you definitely wouldn't leave your Subway sandwich on the sidewalk and expect it to be there.
Right. He made a video with that. That's what we're referencing.
Yeah.
If you don't remember, we made a video about not leaving your Subway sandwich in the car. It was a Subway, wasn't it?
Yes.
Or at least a sandwich.
Philly cheesesteak.
Philly cheesesteak. So if you're not going to leave that, then why leave valuables in the car as well?
Yeah.
Go ahead, LT.
Auto theft hotspot for the last 28 days, Hydraulic and Pawnee area, really just to the south. Again, Hydraulic and Pawnee, last 28 days, an auto theft hotspot. So if you're in that area, do what you can to make your car safe. Don't leave them running. Don't leave your keys in there. And then we had kind of several little hotspots running where our larceny to autos were, south of Kellogg, along Oliver, Edgemore, Woodlawn, and Lincoln, running up to Kellogg, out along Rock, really kind of a streak through the southeast part of town. So if you're in the southeast part of town, keep that in mind. People looking to steal cars out there. Auto theft recoveries, last 28 days, same hot spot as last week, Harry and Broadway area. So cars being stolen, they're being found, being recovered. Had a hot spot, Harry and Broadway. Burglary residentials, year to date, we're still trending down. Great numbers there. On the year to date, we're down 15%. Over the 28 days prior to the 28 days prior to that, we're down 13%. So good numbers on our residential burglaries. Like to see that. No hot spots on burglaries this week, which is good. Now, I did tweet out, if you follow me on Twitter, I'm at WPD Auto Theft, or Auto Theft WPD on Twitter. I was scrolling through my feed last week, and Car and Driver, actually I saw it on the news, on a news website, and an author for Car and Driver had published an article on catalytic converter thefts and why people were seeing these catalytic converter thefts happen across the United States. Listed in his article, unfortunately, was Wichita, Kansas, and the fact that we've had 500 catalytic converters stolen year to date.
Right.
But he went through the precious metals that are in there, why they're so precious. There's good information in that article. If you follow me on Twitter, you can go look that up. Just last week, I retweeted it. And like I say, it's not good that we made those numbers, but I did have year to date, we're at 530 catalytic converters have been stolen. We've had 77 so far in December and 114 in November. So almost 200 catalytic converter thefts have happened in November and December, right here towards the end of the year, and 300, from the year prior. Over 10 months, we had 300, and over 2 months, we had 200.
Right.
So quite a bit here right at the end of the year.
Exactly. Yeah, we've had a lot of uptake. And that's why we've talked about catalytic converter thefts and asking if you see any suspicious characters, in a parking lot, we're a trucking company late at night, give us a call. And that way we can go out and investigate that a little bit further. We do receive tips, and we have received tips from Crimecast of information in regards to catalytic converter thefts as well. We have a lot of people wanting us to post the video, the Subway video.
I will have to find it. That was over a year ago.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do that again.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll repost that. We also have people from tuning in from Indiana, Washington State, and Austria. So
very nice.
We got quite a few. Some of the questions here, Brandy is asking about suicides, murder, what's being done. Obviously, we have seen an increase in our suicide cases. We've actually worked during National Suicide Prevention Week and Prevention Month, providing information about suicide, resources that are available. We continue to do that as a Wichita Police Department to provide those resources. If someone is in a situation and they feel like committing suicide or they feel like harming themselves, to please reach out, because you're not alone. And we continue to put that information out. We have seen an uptick in our homicides and violent crime. We've done some work in reducing violent crime. As a matter of fact, we're going to be putting some of that information out next week. We'll be talking about the information that the work we've done as a police department to help reduce violent crime and the work we're going to continue to do into 2021. So stay tuned for that. I just don't have all the information right now, but we're working on getting that information out to you as well. Legal gambling machines. I know we have a unit that works in reference to those. So they're working on that.
Go ahead and just click on that.
Oh, that's right. I'm not used to this.
Stephen Scott says something needs to be done. So I have actually been involved. Now, it was a couple of years ago. We did a sting operation, or assisted with a sting operation in one day, and we seized over 100. I want to say it's closer to 200 of those machines that you're referencing across Wichita. Those investigations are still ongoing, and even within the last couple of weeks, I know they had done another one, mainly focused on just one business or two. There wasn't near that many machines that were taken. But yeah, some of those, not all of those are illegal. Some of I don't want to say, I don't know how many of them are illegal, but some are, some aren't. So it's kind of like finding out which ones are illegal, which ones, where does enforcement need to be taken.
Right.
So,
another little update that you can provide. Last week, we showed a video of a female that had red hair that was taking a package. We did receive some information from our community on that. Do you have any update on that case? Dawn here is asking.
She was identified. Yeah, we had a lot of tips come in on that. So thanks to everybody that was watching that did. And there was a Facebook page as well that had already had some good information on it as well. People commenting on who that thief possibly was. I don't know if she's been charged yet, but she has been identified.
Yeah.
So,
Letha, you said we didn't get to your question. I know it was something about, let me see if I can find it here. I know it was something about the leaving the car in, right here. No, that wasn't it. It was right here before this. Something about leaving your car running unattended. Let me find it again. Illegal to run a vehicle without someone in it. We did cover that just briefly. If you want to just touch on that, Letha, we'll get that question. We did talk about it, but we'll review it real quick.
Years ago, it used to be illegal. There was a city ordinance that made it illegal to do in the city on public or private property. Probably about 10 years ago, that ordinance was repealed. It was argued that it was private property and it was a person's decision. They could do whatever they wanted with their own property on their property. So that ordinance was repealed. There is currently a state statute in effect that forbids it on public property. So that would pertain to leaving it running really just on a street, or maybe even a park. At a public park would be public property. Cars left running in driveways, apartment complexes, convenience store, parking lots, that's all public property. It's not, or it's all private property, not public, and we can't do any enforcement action there at all. So that's the double-edged sword.
We're just giving you some helpful advice, some helpful tips to help prevent yourself from being a victim, and not leave your keys running unattended in your vehicle, whether you're at home or at a store. Take that extra few minutes, let your vehicle warm up while you're in it. Have the remote start where you can't put the vehicle in drive to help keep you safe. Again, just that few minutes can save you from weeks, months, or even longer of a headache. Getting your car back, damaged, missing property from your vehicle, things of that nature.
I mean, I was 200. I was trying to think of guns as well. We do have a problem in Wichita as well. People leaving guns in their cars for some reason. I don't understand it, but we've had. At the first part of December, we were up to 268 guns that were stolen out of vehicles in Wichita. I'm sure it's gone up a little bit since the first part of December. But again, leaving unsecured guns in your car is never a good idea. Leaving your car running is never a good idea. They do make lock boxes. If you are going to leave a gun in your car, There's lock boxes that are available. You can secure them to the frame of the car or to the seat itself. It's not going to guarantee.
Lock box right there.
It's not going to guarantee anything, but it makes it a lot harder for that criminal that's running around. Maybe he just has a rock with him or a hammer to smash your window. Once he gets in there, he doesn't have the tools to remove these from him, so it's going to slow him down. Hopefully, he might try to get this out. Hopefully, it deters him and keeps your gun safe if you do leave guns in your car.
Right. And those are not too expensive. You can buy them online. Any one of the local gun shops, I would assume. I don't know. I don't know how much they are, but they got to be less than, I would say, $30.
Probably that range.
Probably around there. So yeah.
Josh Pruitt wants to know if we broke the homicide record. I have not heard on that yet.
We had we were at 57 homicide investigations for this year, Josh. The record was 57 in 1993. So we're at the same amount that we had in 1993. So that's where we're at there. Any info about what happened at Wesley Woodlawn last week?
That's from Tony. I don't know anything that happened there.
No, I can't think of anything. There's a lot of things that occur throughout the city. I don't have information on each and every one of them, so I don't know anything right there. What about panhandlers? I know our hot team works with individuals in Wichita that are homeless that may be panhandling and work to provide them resources.
Well, he says, and that's from Sean Lamberson. He says, aggressive panhandlers, is there anything that can be done? Panhandling used to be against the law in the city of Wichita 2, 3, 4 years ago. That got repealed. Basically said it can't be against the law for someone to ask for money. And so panhandling is legal now, but there are restrictions. They can't do it on roadways where the speed limit is higher than 40 miles an hour. They can't walk into traffic to do it. I believe even if they're at a red light, they cannot interfere with the traffic. They can be on the corner, standing off to the side, but they cannot interfere with the flow of traffic at all. So there are some restrictions there, and that's a couple. But yeah, panhandling is now someone that's walking through a parking lot and asking for money is legal.
Okay. Right here, Gary, look at this. Just $12 for his gun safe.
There you go.
So there's a wide range. I'm sure you could buy them up to $100, I'd assume. I haven't researched them. I have this gun safe here that I got, but Gary has his at $12. So a lot of different range. Again, take that. I mean, Paul Cruz, my partner, he's off this week, but like he says, you're going to invest, hundreds of dollars into this firearm. Why not invest an extra $12 to help keep it safe and help not only keep it safe, keep the community safe as well.
All right. Well, really, as far as our crime stats and presentation there goes, I think we've pretty much covered what we needed to.
Yeah.
We've had some great questions coming in. Again, I appreciate everybody's tuning in and watching. Yep. Bear with us. We'll have some technical difficulties from time to time. Hopefully this gets better and we have more to put out. I'd like to have some suspect photos and stuff to show you if we had anybody to identify. Since last week, though, we really haven't had any good identifiable photos or video surveillance that's come in that would be helpful to an investigation. So I had 2 that was getting ready to put out and they got identified. So there was another female and a male that was stealing from some sort of machines, but we got them identified. So
looks like Geronimo here is asking about individuals sleeping on streets, alleyways, any shelters. Yes, there's the Union Rescue Mission that has shelters. You can also call our hot team. Their number is, let me pull it up here real quick. The hot team number, 854-30. How do I put it on the screen here?
Well, you would have to change if you go over to banners.
Banner
down there to the right, lower, right there. And then you can create a banner right there. Put it in there.
The hot team is 316-854-3013. Add banner. I'm learning. Now what do I do? Oh, here it is. Sure.
Click it. Yep. There you go.
There we go. Hot team right there. Hot team 316-854-3013.
And that does stand for the Homeless Outreach
Team.
Team.
Yes, the Homeless Outreach Team. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, that can give you. They can provide information again to you to help where somebody that's needing shelter can be directed to as well.
Well, Lindsay is asking, is this going to be a regular thing? Yes, this is actually the 4th week in a row we've done this. This is our 4th episode. The plans are to do this every Tuesday, 11 a.m., kind of come through with the weekly hot spots, any trends that we see happening, and get that information out to you, and then take questions as well, and hopefully be able to answer as much as we can.
Yep, exactly. Do it each week. And matter of fact, believe it or not, this is the last one of 2020.
That's right. Yep.
Who give me a thumbs up if you are thumbs up comment if you're ready for 2021.
How about 2 thumbs up?
That's right. Yes. Oh, you answered, Lindsay. Renee's appreciated. Looks like Sharon. Okay, sharing a little bit about her faith. Thank you, Sharon, for sharing that. Amy Likert. Okay, well, Amy, thanks for tuning in. She's given us 6. She gave us 6 thumbs up.
Very nice.
Looks like she's ready for 2021.
How about now? I don't leave property valuables in my car, but I am ready to leave all of my Christmas candy in there.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody else is the same, but I've been eating way too much.
I don't think I can leave my Christmas candy in there because it's gone. I ate it.
I think my mom has been watching. My mom makes the best fudge. It's not good.
That's right.
She keeps bringing it over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just stop.
Yeah. We always, a lot of times we melt the chocolate, then you melt the chocolate and you put pretzels in it, so you take maybe something a little healthier and maybe make it not so healthy, I guess.
Okay, I see Sarah comments real quick. She says, remind your officers to turn their lights on when it's raining. Yeah, we do. We should put that out because that's a law.
Yeah.
When it's raining, if your windshield wipers are on, your lights are supposed to be on. Now, most of our cars, though, have an automatic switch that they come on automatically unless they've manually, switched that off. So we'll have to, we'll get that out to the officers and remind them to have their lights on.
We sure do.
Well, real quick, Jim is asking if we see suspicious people in our neighborhood, should we call 911 or something else? No, 911 is the best option.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Give us a call. That's why we're here 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. When you think about it, we're coming up on our 150th anniversary. 1871 is when we started as a police department. There hasn't been a minute go by that a police officer hasn't been on duty. That's a pretty cool thing, right? Huh. There hasn't.
Yeah.
So we're here. So call 911, Jim.
Hello to my sister, Geraldine. She's tuning in. She'll be like, oh my God, he said my name.
Hello. All right.
I think I'll wrap it up. So,
all right.
Tune in next week, next Tuesday, 11 a.m. We'll be back. For
a new year.
And stay safe. Great.
Take care of
yourself, take care of your neighbors, and stay safe, Wichita.
There you go.